Hello friends, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and happy New League Eve. We have the new league coming out tomorrow, and I am going to show you the build that I'm going to be using for the new league and kind of explain some things about it. It's going to require some transitions. I'm going to have to show you some jewels that I can't put in here just yet, or some gems that I can't put into my build because they're not on path of building just yet. And I'm probably not going to do a top 5 league starters, so I'm just going to give a quick recommendation before we do anything here. What I'm doing here is a Herald of Agony Zombiemancer, and the reason I'm doing that is because the changes to the Necromancer tree give plus to minion skill gems. And also because with Zombiemancer in this particular tree setup and Carrion Golem, I can get exactly 10 minions to get maximum benefit from Bone Barrier. So I'm going to be doing that. Other builds I would recommend, Fire Trap just got a big buff in terms of damage and radius. It was already fairly strong, so you would do a Fire Trap Saboteur. But Fire Trap has 200% damage effectiveness, so things like Wrath, Anger, Abyssal Jewels all scale extremely well with it, as well as flat damage on your scepters or wands, or daggers, of course, very strong there. Also, I would say that Facebreaker Berserker Cyclone is going to be very strong. It just got a big radius buff. Most things saw a nerf from the radius change for Cyclone, the way that weapon range scales with it, but Face Breakers saw a huge buff as they have a base range of something like 5, so that's gone up to 12. The only other one that's had its range buffed from that is Daggers, although it's much more minor, 11 to 12. So very powerful that one is going to be as well. I would also recommend Holy Flame Totem Inquisitor. I still think that's a very strong build. Hasn't seen any changes. Great boss killer. Very easy to get going. Low gear requirements. Super strong. So I would recommend one of those builds outside of this Zombiemancer. You can also try some of the new skills. They look great. The new mines look great. The new poison projectile skills also look really, really good. So that would be an assassin that would be trying out the projectile poison skills, and a saboteur for the mine skills. But we're going to focus on this build today. I already ranted about that for 2 minutes. So this is going to be a Herald of Agony Zombiemancer that is going to use a bow, and it will utilize 2 6-links eventually, one for Herald of Agony and one for Raise Zombies, as well as it will have the Carrion Golem, the new Carrion Golem. So that'll give the base 7 zombies, which are now going to be available through the skill gem. They aren't currently on it on Path of Building, but you're going to have at least 7, possibly more zombies available. And then you're also going to be able to have 2 more minions through Herald of Agony and Carrion Golem, maximizing the new Ascendancy. So the reason I decided to do this is Herald of Agony scales insanely well off gem levels, so the Unnatural Strength is going to give a lot of power to that. Also, it's just generally a very strong defensive build that allows you to go a lot of life. As you can see here, I have 167% increased life, as well as a fair amount of jewel slots, 6 jewel slots total. Probably going to be going for Abyssal Jewels, and I'll talk about that. But while leveling, since we're going Witch, we're not going to have either the stat requirement for Dex in the beginning, nor are we going to have access to the skill gems right away. So until at least the library quest, probably later to give the gems time to level up, we're going to summon Raging Spirits leveling, summon Raging Spirits and Zombies. And we're just going to go up through here. We're going to pick up the new Ravenous Horde node. It's a very efficient node that gives movement, speed, and damage. Very, very, very strong. And then minions have 10% chance to gain Onslaught for 4 seconds on kill. I'm very excited to have this with my Herald of Agony. The other new node we're going to pick up is Grave Intentions, which gives minions 25% chance to gain Unholy Might for 4 seconds on kill. Unholy Might is a very, very strong extra physical damage as extra chaos damage. And also minions gain 10% of maximum life as extra maximum energy shield. We're going to have very high life totals on our zombies at least, so this should be extremely powerful. Once we grab, though, Ravenous Horde, we'll go up through Deep Wisdom, grab Lord of the Dead, get Ravenous Horde. Probably won't pick up Grave Intentions just yet. Instead, we will go over this way and grab Sacrifice, Spiritual Command, Discipline and Training, and then we are going to go down and get Grave Pact. Grave Pact is another nice little cluster. It's a damage and accuracy cluster, which is extremely good in the fairly early game. But best of all, we have this nice node right here, 15% damage, 8% increased attack speed, 30% accuracy, and 5% chance to deal double damage. So that's a very, very strong node there. It's giving us a fairly substantial chunk of DPS at max virulence stats, so very excellent there. From that point, we'll probably start swinging over here so we can get some dex. We're going to have to get dex on our gear leveling up. We'll go down here. We do want charisma. We'll get all the life, but charisma is the main reason we're coming down here. We're also going to get sovereignty, so then we'll head over this way, get sovereignty. Well, we'll probably pick up righteous army and redemption. Although once you have sovereignty, you can run hatred with your 6-link Herald of Agony. So that's very important here. So that's pretty much the skill tree. After that, you just get life and fill out the rest of the nearby minion nodes. Life here as well. And, of course, the gem sockets. 2 of the gem sockets are going to be taken by Violent Dead. I might just run 4 Abyss Jewels if I decide to use the zombies in a more defensive manner. One of the things I want to show here is, first of all, Summon Carrion Golem, which adds increased minion damage, increased minion maximum life, and flat physical damage for non-golem minions. It also itself gets 8% more damage for each non-golem minion near them, up to 80%. We're not going to be scaling the damage of Summon Carrion Golem. We are probably just going to link it with minion life, but I think it is extremely, extremely powerful. Going to give a lot of boosts and give us that 10th minion for the maximum benefit. One thing that I am going to experiment out of the new gems is Meat Shield, which is a minion support. Minions from supported skills have 5% increased phys damage reduction, have 28% chance to taunt on hit. Supported skills have 29% increased movement speed, 30% more damage to enemies that are near you. Minions from supported skills take 24% less damage, and minions from supported skills are defensive. Now, I assume defensive means that they will attack enemies that attack you and then taunt them. And if that's the case, this is going to be really strong. Probably put it on my zombies, make a nice mix. But currently the link setup we have for our zombies is just raise zombie, minion damage, fortify, melee physical, ruthless, and minion life. Probably replace ruthless with and go kind of a hybrid damage and defensive with Meat Shield rather than just going for the full DPS. So we are going to lose some DPS that way. That's fine. We'll still do just as much damage if we're near the minions, so that works out for us. The links for Herald of Agony are going to be Pierce, damage on full life, minion damage, vicious projectiles, and Empower. The goal is to eventually get a tier 4 Empower and also get a tier 4 Empower, which will, as you can see, increase our damage by quite a lot, from 1.37 million to 1.59 million, just about. So, very, very strong. We'll be using Vulnerability, as both of our skills benefit from that. We'll use Hatred, as both of our all of our minions benefit from that as well. Rain of Arrows is going to be life gain on hit, blood magic, faster attacks, and we'll actually use poison over faster attacks. The goal is to get a pair of gloves with socketed gems supported by poison, so that we can run it as a semi 5-link and have the faster attacks on there. Until then, you just you'll be using a short bow or a thicket bow or whatever, 6-link from the quill, from the porcupine divination cards, preferably. So should still be fairly attacked, but you want faster attacks on there too. Precision, we'll be running precision. This is one of the big problems with the build, and one of the problems you have to solve is accuracy. Right now, I currently have accuracy on various forms of gear here. I'll get it maybe on my quiver, try to get a 2-point quiver with life and accuracy, and then just resists beyond that. I haven't bothered filling out the resistances. The amulet you can get accuracy on as well. I just wanted to show that. The other issue is dexterity. So I'm just showing here, you want life, you want dexterity. Of course, you're going to want more stats. I'm going to have more than 2 props. This is just kind of a template. Basically, everything else, there's lots of room in this build if you can reach your accuracy cap. As you can see, with our rain of arrows, we have a 100% chance to hit at level 91. With the accuracy that we have on here, which is on 2 pieces of gear, and then also on our also from precision. You can also get Elder Gloves that have the accuracy support, and if that's the case, you don't need it as much on gear. So if you can get both the poison support and accuracy support on a pair of Elder Gloves or Elder Gauntlets, that would be optimal. So that's what you're aiming for. In terms of jewels, there are a lot of different subs you can look for, but I like to get life, and then flat fizz damage for minions is always really great as a combo. And then either minions gain attack and cast speed if you've killed recently, or just minions have increased attack and cast speed. Very strong. So as far as the bow goes, once again, you'll just be alt spamming for +1 level of socketed gems, and then you will be putting a then you'll be adding another property to it, and then you'll regal it, and then you'll craft minions have increased attack cast speed at first. Later on, you'll get the +2 to support gems, which will scale up the empower, which will be very strong, give 2 more levels to empower. And as you can see, if we get that up to that point, Herald of Agony has quite a high amount of damage. So from the 3 empower, it's 1.37 million to a level 6 empower, which is what we're aiming for, nearly 2 million DPS. So huge DPS increase. That's what we're going to do. And then you can also try to multi-mod it to get the increased attack speed, cast speed, and the minion damage as well. So that is going to be the bow. You can evolve your bow as you go, which is excellent. That's exactly what you want. And that's pretty much the build. So once again, I'll be leveling up probably until at least I'm in maybe the low 40s with Summon Raging Spirits, and I'll switch to Herald of Agony, and I'll have to re-gear and everything. But I think this is going to be a very, very strong build. It shouldn't be super high on the gear requirement. Obviously, we're going to have less links to begin with. We'll probably not have the empower. So, but still, with just the 4 link here, we have 710 million, and we'd have a level 20 Herald of Agony, 710,000, and then 635,000 DPS. And of course, same thing with the raised zombies. If we disable a couple of things here, ruthless and melee physical. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Ruthless and melee physical. Yeah, their DPS goes down, but it's still respectable. It'll still get us up into red maps, even on a 4 link. So, and we should be able to get at least a 5 link before we get there, if not 2. Hopefully get our porcupine set up. So that is pretty much the build. In terms of the ascendancy, you grab Mindless Aggression first, Unnatural Strength second, Bone Barrier third, and then Commander of Darkness, which allows you to gear more easily because of the increased elemental resistance, as well as giving various other bonuses. Bone Barrier also is going to allow us to gear easier, so we're going to have plus 50 to all resist basically for free, which is fantastic. Should help us hit the LE resist cap. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the league. I'll have a video out updating after my first day of playing it tomorrow. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye!